Good evening, everybody. It is Rob Rayburn, the East Region Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Department of Correction, and we are here at the Johnson City Day Reporting Center for tonight's episode of TDOC Talks. You are always hearing us brag about the 6,400 plus correctional professionals that make up our agency. But too often, those on the outside of our department only think of those correctional professionals as being the correctional officers in our facilities or the probation and parole officers who are out in our community. While that is very true, they are very important, and they make up a large part of our agency. There are actually many more people in many other different positions that make our agency so successful and help to ensure that we're achieving our mission of enhancing public safety here in Tennessee. One of those positions being that of the forensic social worker. That is why it is with great pleasure that I have with me tonight Miss Marian Reiger, the supervisor for the East Region Forensic Social Workers here for TDOC. Miss Reiger, welcome. How are you tonight?
I'm well, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. So just to start out, tell us a little bit about what is a forensic social worker?
A forensic social worker is a person who has a master's in social work, and we work through the probation and parole offices. We try to hit every county, work in every county, and we work along with the officers. 90% of our job is we provide drug and alcohol treatment. We deal with mental health crisis, stressors in living. There's a whole gamut of services we provide. Our FSWs are really compassionate. I'm just wanting to sing their praises. They work so hard. They see about 6 to 8 people a day and going to outer counties. And they see the hard stuff. When a person's referred to forensic social work, a lot of times it's through court order, board ordered, drug and alcohol issues, sanctions now. We have the sanctioning grid. And even if we walk in the lobby and we see somebody in need, we'll identify that need. What we try to do is help those people successfully complete probation and parole, and also we try to help improve their lives. And the social workers work so hard, but we work along the officers. They're just as important, and we try to include them all the way through the treatment plan and tell them what's going on and tell the offender, we call clients, we bring everybody together so we have a great game plan for them and what services we provide. When they go to drug or alcohol treatment, we assess that. They could be anywhere from IOP, which is intensive outpatient, to detox, where they need medical detox depending on their drug of choice. And then there's residential. And we also do relapse prevention groups. But we're seeing the drugs out there. The FSWs get the very hard cases. We get the hard cases with mental health, and we get the hard cases with the drug abuse. We're seeing people shooting their arms, we're seeing people shooting their necks, and sometimes it's really hard. And now we're seeing people use drugs that are, they're using multiple drugs, and drugs they never used to shoot, they're shooting now. We're hearing about Xanax. And so we're dealing with so much and so fast, but we're really trying to be there for the offender to help them. We want them to have a better life, and the forensic social workers have such compassion and drive. So many times they stay late, they arrive early, they miss lunch, and it's just, I'm really impressed by the social workers in Tennessee.
Wow, that sounds phenomenal. It seems like they do a lot of incredible work and they really put their hearts into it. Can you tell us how many forensic social workers do you have under you? And if possible, if you could answer about how many do we have working throughout TDOC?
Well, I have 6 right now, but have the opportunity. I get to interview for 2 more positions.
Oh, excellent.
So we're increasing because our numbers are increasing, but the counties need us, and they want us more, and the officers want us more. The officers really like us to be there because, you know, some of the stuff, it's really over their head, or they don't have time, and we do. So I'm going to have 8, and I'm going to include myself and say 9 because I work half the time too. So we're very fortunate, and we are increasing that. And we've started intake along with when the officers do intake in the larger cities. The social workers are present, and anyone who's testing above THC, marijuana, they come and see us that day. And then they're also doing strong R's in some of these offices when we're present. And when they have concerns regarding the strong R that's identified, we'll see those people right then and there so we can address them, and instead of making them come back and forth, and we see their needs right in the very beginning.
That is awesome. So can you tell us a little bit more? I mean, you were just saying that they come into the intake process, and you also said that one FSW will see anywhere from 8 to 10 a day. Kind of what's a day like in the life of an FSW? What's their day? How does it usually go?
Okay, it's usually 6 to 8. What they do is when they meet someone for the first time, we do a biopsychosocial. It's an assessment. In other words, we take a holistic view of the offender's life, and we see what's going to trip them up, what's working for them. We identify their needs and their strengths, and they provide input. We work on a treatment plan or a care plan, and they also provide feedback, and the officer we get hopefully provides feedback in the treatment plan so everybody's on board. It's like if they're coming out of prison, if they have mental health disorder, and they have a level of care, LOC, they're identified, and the FSW, the forensic social worker, is notified when they come out of the prison, so we make sure they have mental health services when they get out into the free world.
So you just said the prisons, do you guys do any work with our offenders while they're incarcerated, before they come to the field?
No, we see them when they come out of prison, and when they come out, we like to see them right off, but then we like to see them two months later, because then the honeymoon phase over. That's what the forensic social workers have identified, is that about 2 months to 3 months out in the free world, that's when life comes a little bit unraveling, and we're there for them. And so we want to try some future services support groups for them with the FSWs in the future.
So how often will an FSW see one particular client?
That depends on the client. It depends on their why we're seeing them. Like if we're seeing them for drug and alcohol, and we send them to detox and rehab, we have what we call the CTC. So we have grants that the state's provided that we can send people. And then when they complete their alcohol and drug treatment, they come back and see us, and we make sure that they're doing okay and see what services they need next. We really try to set them up for success, and we're really wanting to get better at follow-ups and see them more, because we see that makes a difference. For a while, we've just been putting out fires, but getting more social workers, I'm so excited.
That's awesome. Now, I understand you just recently had a roundtable with all your FSWs. Can you tell us a little bit about what was discussed in that roundtable, or is that going to be a surprise for later on?
Well, at that roundtable was the DRC staff.
Okay.
And the FSWs. And the FSWs are referring to the DRC, and we were discussing what good referrals were and how to promote the transition between them coming to us and to the DRC. We believe in the DRC so much. As social workers, we're excited with all the needs that they get met here, all the way from groups to yoga. They're really getting affirmed here, and we all believe in the DRC. So we did that roundtable today so we can help our sisters and we can coordinate even better for the clients.
Excellent. Is there anything else that you want to add about the FSWs that we haven't covered? Anything that you want the rest of Tennessee to know about your staff and how hard they're working for TDOC and the state of Tennessee as a whole?
Well, all the social workers in the state of Tennessee work so hard, and they are dedicated. And we have to problem solve. We have to be creative even with our treatment. And we advocate, and we do make a difference. And we're seeing people come back and trust us.
That's excellent. Ms. Reiger, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Guys, it's been an excellent discussion here about forensic social workers. Before I conclude, I'd like to, for all of you who are in the social field and have a master's, we've got 2 positions opening up in the East. So definitely go to tdoc.gov/correction/employment and consider joining our team and really help TDOC accomplish its mission. And as always, for more information on all of TDOC's programs, you can find that at TDOC or tn.gov/correction. And of course, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night. We'll see you next time on TDOC Talks.